jump into something else right now. Now, for those of you that know me out there, they call me a sports trader because I use back-tested historical analytics to actually trade sports like other people trade stocks. It's a brand new way of gambling. It's pretty cool, and we do it over at sportstradingsystems.com, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Instead, we're going to talk about a Super Bowl bet that went bad. Now, for those of you that watched the Super Bowl, if you were paying attention, because it happened really fast, there was something that happened in the game that the TV cameras saw for a second and then pulled away and didn't want us to see the rest of it. And what had happened was there was a streaker. There was a guy who dressed up wearing almost nothing. He was wearing like a woman's brassiere and like a G-string, and he ran across the field. Apparently, he was sponsored by a porn company, which I don't even know the name of yet, but I want to find out so I can look it up. But they were sponsored by a porn company, and he made a bet. There was a bet that was being taken by one of the online casinos that if there was a streaker, I believe the odds were 30-1, 40-1. What were the odds? 17-1? It was something crazy. Whatever it was. He put a $50,000 bet on that actual bet. $50,000 bet if there'll be a streaker, and then he was the streaker. And then he bragged about it to everybody saying, I put money on it. That's why I did it. And then something happened, Lance. What happened?
Okay, so what happened? Oh, so before we continue, so the name of the website is, the name of the entity that sponsored him is Vitali Uncensored. So we're just spilling out facts here. We're not promoting, what's the content of that website. But
do me a favor. Can you send that over to me in an instant message so I don't forget? For research.
Sure. Okay. Research. Yeah, for research, anatomical research, that is. Anyway, so continuing. So he placed a huge bet on himself that, prop bets, there will be a streaker in the Super Bowl. And I was amazed watching it on Game Pass when all of a sudden all of the players stopped and there's this guy in pink tank tops streaking across the screen. So there is a streaker, and his shorts was falling off a bit already as he passes through the screen. So here's what happened. Initially, he won the prop bet because the condition was met. There will be a streaker. So his
Hank, correct me if I'm wrong. It was 350,000. How much was it?
Yeah, he won 375,000 out of that bet.
375. Jesus Christ.
375. So he could have had a huge vacation somewhere else, be in a yacht or a cruise and be off for a week or so. Unfortunately, his biggest mistake, in my opinion, is that revealing that he bet on himself.
Oh,
because one of the dumbest things that you do is do a prop bet and then execute it yourself and then admitting that you do that. So here's what happened, John. So the betting company by which he placed his wager on, Bovada, so it's an offshore sports book. So they are currently investigating the money that this streaker, his name is Yuri Andrade, by the way, so kind of Latino, Yuri Andrade. So they're investigating, aside from the money that he plays, who else is involved in this fix. So Bovada now is investigating if there are other bets placed by other people that this Mr. Andrade might know of. So they're now, and if they reveal or they find out that all of these people are in the fix, then they won't pay those bets as well. They don't pay the wins. So aside from that, more legal problems might happen for Mr. Andrade down the road because sports books, when it comes to money, they're really tight into it. Yeah, they'll really squeeze you with every cent that you have because of trying to take advantage of them.
Well, and good luck trying to get $50,000 back from an offshore sports book. Yeah. Like you have zero legal representation at this point. At least if you're using a sports book in the U.S. And I'm not saying whether you should use offshore or not, but I'm just saying the downside of gambling in an offshore sports book and putting $50,000 on an offshore sports book is that A, you gambled illegally, probably. I mean, most likely you gambled illegally. B, there's a paper trail now because you can't just send $50,000 in an envelope. And C, they can keep the money and say that you violated their terms and make up some bullshit, and you can't get it back. So that's got to be one of the dumbest gamblers of all times. I mean, this is a guy who really didn't do the research. Listen, he's got balls. He's got balls. I wouldn't run out in front of 100 million people or however many people were watching the Super Bowl and streak, but this guy would. This guy's out of his mind. That's crazy. That's crazy. Look, I again though, I got to give the guy props. I don't know. Yeah. Could you do it? Could you be the guy who ran out there?
Well, just like the $1 Million Man always says, everybody has a price. Yeah. So given the right price, why not? But I wouldn't admit that I do it because, well, I lose everything that I won.
Yeah, well, that's the dumb part. Some people just can't seem to contain themselves. That's the problem with the world today. People are just, look what I did. Just shut up. You made yourself almost $500,000. Just shut the hell up. By the way, we got some more comments coming out there. Let's see what we got here. Someone liked you earlier. Where can we learn more about this $2 Sports Club? Sorry, I missed it. Okay, I talked about the $2 Sports Club earlier. The $2 Sports Club is a brand new thing that we've got going over at What's on Sports. You can go over there directly and look at it, but there's a link down in the description that we left for you guys. So if you guys want to check out the $2 Sports Club, you can check it out. Lots of great stuff over there, lots of great content. It's only $2 to join, and you get not only do you get the great content, but you get lots of great deals that we source for you from different sports books. From different sports companies. And we do cool videos. We've got interviews. We've got some gambling seminars inside the $2 Sports Club. And we've got special guests. We've got a lot of guys lined up right now. Our next guest is going to be Michael Franzese. He's a former mafia boss who you've probably seen on YouTube. He's super popular. He's going to be doing an interview inside the $2 Sports Club like you've never heard before. And that's coming up a little bit later on this month. Check out the $2 Sports Club. Now,